Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading. We are going to tap into your Akashic records and get information about your past life energies that have carried over into this life journey for a great purpose and relevance, and see what different soul lessons you're working on, what soul cycles you are moving through, as well as information about your soul contracts. So let's get into this, Capricorn. All right, sixth house, service and daily life. Royalty. 11th house, connectedness. Challenging path. And unrealized dreams. Okay, so Capricorn, you were definitely royalty or famous in a previous life, and that energy carries over into this life where you have a sense of feeling important, feeling as though you can accomplish anything, being very strong. Because the thing about being royal or being famous is, yes, all of your material needs are met. You don't want for anything. However, that path tends to be far more challenging when it comes to relationships in your life, and you've got connectedness sitting here at the center. Okay, and so I feel the struggles that you had with relationships in this previous life kind of carry over into this life journey. And as being royal or famous, you did spend a lot of time being in service to other people. This could be, donating your money, donating your time, really caring for other people. Doing a lot of different charity work, like think of Princess Diana. Okay, that's what I'm feeling about you, is that type of energy, whether you were royal or you were famous. Okay, like that type of personality and energy is like Princess Diana, just who she was, the way that she really connected, with people outside of the palace, and really cared about others and causes for the betterment of others in this world. That's how I'm seeing you, with sixth house of service, daily life, and royalty right next to it, where you had a lot of abundance and comfort and wealth and status, but you really cared about other people who had less than you, and gave a lot of yourself to others and to causes. Okay, but much like Princess Diana, your personal relationship suffered. Okay, there was a sense of loneliness and not feeling like you belonged, not feeling as though your life was your own. Okay, and so everything we're looking at with past life energies carries over into this life in some capacity. And this could absolutely be where, again, you feel like your life is more about other people and their wants and their needs rather than your own. And you may really struggle with your personal relationships, friendships, family, romance, questioning your place in those relationships, questioning, am I really loved? Am I really valued? And down there, unrealized dreams, there were things that you wanted to accomplish and achieve in this past life, but you were unable to do so. And so that is a soul lesson that you're working on in this life journey, is, fulfilling those unrealized dreams. But you also have this energy where, again, you're really working with others. You may be putting others' wants and needs before your own, because challenging path, and that energy comes forward as well. And for me, that challenging path has a lot to do with your relationships this life, as well as realizing the dreams of your heart. Every dream that's in your heart this life journey It's there because it was unrealized in this previous lifetime. Okay, and I get like you had everything that you wanted in a material sense, but it was like the emotional connections you felt like you were lacking. And there were times you thought, I would give all of this up if I could just feel like I truly belong. I could feel that I was deeply loved for who I truly am. So you really struggled with that. And so in this life, feeling like you belong, connecting to your soul tribe, being loved for who you truly are is definitely something that you strive for or you long for. And your dreams, Capricorn, you can make them happen. But because you were so giving of yourself and your energy in previous life, in this life, to really focus 100% on yourself and what you want can feel very, very selfish. Like, it makes you feel bad about yourself. It makes you feel like you're being selfish. And it can kind of stand in the way, especially if you are aligned to somebody who is very selfish and self-serving and constantly makes you feel like you need to put their wants and their needs before your own. But you're meant to realize those dreams, Capricorn, and those dreams are what is in your heart. This life journey, no matter big or small, the dreams that exist within you were very much a part of who you were in this life. Okay, and you're meant to bring them into fruition in this life journey. And even though you had a lot of money and fame and success, there's certain things, like I feel like in this life you just wanted to be ordinary, like an ordinary person. I would give all of this up. And now in this life, you look at that bigger life and like, wow, if I was, born into a wealthy family, or if I was royalty, or if I was famous, So it's kind of like the opposite, where when you had that, you were like, I would give anything to just be a normal person living a normal life, because then I would know that I'm loved and honored and valued. And then you come into this life and you think, wow, if only I was born into a very wealthy family or royalty, or I was famous. So it's like the opposite in this life journey, the way you see things. But a lot of what you are living in this life, you wished and dreamed of in this previous life. Like really wanting true, honest connections with others was a very big deal to you, and you just didn't feel like you were loved and accepted for who and what you were in this previous life. You felt like everybody that wanted to know you just wanted what you had, okay? Wanted the status that came along with you. All right, isolation, lack of connection. See, I told you. It wasn't that there wasn't people around you. It's just you did not know if you could trust. And resourcefulness, intelligent mental action, right thinking. You were very, very wise, okay, in this previous life, which carries over into this life with you. But yeah, your biggest challenges was your connections with others. You had them, but you felt very alone. And it could even have been like your parents. You just felt like you never lived up to their expectations and things like that. And so that energy was very unresolved within you as you incarnated into this life journey, okay? And in this life, again, you're very giving of yourself. You're very generous of yourself. And you have that same longing of, I just want to align with my true soul tribe. Yes, success is amazing, but I want to connect with other people. I want to feel loved. I want to feel like I matter. I want to feel like I belong. So that definitely is carried over. And those unrealized dreams, that's what I feel is like love and marriage and creating a family and just being surrounded by people that you feel absolutely love and adore you. You did a lot, though, for others with that sixth house of service and daily life. You did a lot for others. All right, Two of Wands, the Devil, and this is the card that represents you in the tarot, the Magician, Three of Swords, and wow, King of Pentacles. Okay, so again, looking at this from a previous life standpoint, you were like, I would give it all up just to have connection, just to feel like I belong, just to feel like my worth and value is not connected to my status, my money, all of that type of energy. Okay, and in this life, you are a very hard worker. You give 100% to your job, to your connections, to everything in your life. But again, there's just this sense, Capricorn, like you feel like you don't fully fit in, okay? Or you don't feel like you're fully loved and honored and appreciated and valued. And I see that here with the Three of Swords. And the Magician, like you have a lot of successes throughout this life journey in career. And you know, as a general reading, some of you, this could be like, you're like, no, my relationships are good, but I really struggle with personal success or financial success and achievement. Or this could be where you have a lot of success financially, but you really struggle with the relationship factor of things, feeling like you fit in, you belong, that you're loved. And for some of you, this could be where you just feel like you fall short when it comes to success, financially, career success, as well as relationship happiness and satisfaction. Okay, apply it how it fits for you personally. But Capricorn, this isn't a punishment against you whatsoever. It's learning to really love yourself and seeing the value within yourself, because you walked a very selfless path in previous life journey, even though you were very wealthy and comfortable and there was nothing that you wanted for physically, okay? But because of your high status, you really did question the people in your life if they really loved you, and like your immediate family, even though you were this great person, in their eyes you feel like they never saw you as a success, like you failed them in some capacity. And when we transition back into the non-physical with certain issues still really looming within us, we are, you know, prone to repeat them in the next incarnation. And so this life is about you really appreciating yourself and your successes and your accomplishments and letting that be enough for you, and also you really loving yourself and really being there for yourself and appreciating yourself for all that you are and all that you do and all that you bring into this world, okay? Because you are special and unique, and there's magic about you. It's just really about believing in yourself and loving yourself, Capricorn. Right, Queen of Cups, Knight of Cups, Judgment, the Lovers, And Ten of Pentacles. So Ten of Pentacles with King of Pentacles, many of you are going to be very, very accomplished in career or very financially well off and successful at some point throughout this life journey. I mean, these last two sets of cards really sums that up. This right here, this wealth, this abundance, this comfort is exactly what you were experiencing. But then here, with the connections, all right, especially around romance, the sadness, the isolation, okay, which again is what you suffered. So you've got to see yourself as enough, Capricorn. And the more that we learn to love ourselves, the more we let others in. And loving ourselves is being appreciative of our successes and letting that be enough, and really being there for yourself every single day, really showing up for yourself. Because even with this, it's like you judge yourself way too harshly, okay? And you don't see all the good about you. You don't see all the good that you bring to this world. And I'm feeling like this energy of loneliness really carried over into this lifetime. And if it's not playing out in connections, it doesn't have to be all your connections either, right? Some of you, this could just feel like you're not enough in the eyes of your family. Some of you, this could just feel like you don't seem to align with the right people as friends. Some of you, this could be where you just don't feel that there is that special person out there for you romantically, because you always seem to pick the wrong people. And the more that you come into a place of self-acceptance and letting your best be good enough for you, that really does transmutate your energy, okay? Because I see the biggest thing here is wanting that connection with another person. Like this life being very, very similar to previous life. Obviously not, born into royalty, but you could have been born into a wealthy family, or you just have like a lot of successful people in your family, or you are very, very successful in this life, except for when it comes to relationships. You just feel so alone. And I'm getting the more that you're there for yourself and loving yourself and accepting of yourself, the more you open that door for love and acceptance to come in to your reality from others. But you are a very, very giving soul, very loving soul, very wise soul. All right, change your fate. Your story isn't fixed. It's unfolding with every choice you make. Claim your power and write a new ending. Yes, one, that you are loved and you're surrounded by people who love you, or two, that you are very successful career-wise, financially wise, this life, or both. This is you. You have the power. Trust the lesson, not the pain. You weren't meant to stay hurt. The pain was the messenger. The wisdom is what you carry forward. Yes. And restore mind, body, spirit. True healing happens when you align mind, body, and spirit. Reconnect to your essence. And this is loving yourself and honoring yourself and seeing yourself as enough. All right, you've always been enough. And just like last life journey, this life journey, you are a very giving, loving, wise soul. Let that be enough for you. That is success right there. And the way things are right now as you watch this, this is Spirit saying you have the power to change the ending of this story. All right, so those are your messages. I am sending you lots of love and light. Take care.